Today, I'm going to talk to you about how to start a tiny business. Today, I'm going to talk to you about how to start a business in a weekend, especially if you've never started one before. That's totally fine. I'm going to break it down super simple for you. And by the end of this video, my goal is that you know what your next steps need to be in order to start a business this weekend. And I totally understand you probably don't have a lot of time. You're probably working a 9-to-5 job, 40, 60, 80 hours a week. I totally get it. The point here is to start the process, get the ball rolling so that eventually you can quit that job. Okay, my name is Michael Aceta. I've started several businesses over the last 10 years, and I've learned a whole bunch that I now want to share with other people because I believe there's people out there that can do real good in the world with what their message is, what their entrepreneurial spirit drives them to go do. They just need to learn a few things to get started. So I first want to help you understand that you can 100% build a business in a weekend. You can start a business in a weekend, okay? Business is not Coca-Cola. That's a company. Business is not Tesla. Again, that's a company. Business is the simple fact that all we have to do is give somebody something in exchange for something else. Either a product or a service we're giving to somebody, and they're giving us something in exchange. So you could mow somebody's lawn for testimonials. That's business. Okay, you could build someone a polar plunge, a cold plunge in exchange for money. That's a business. And when you frame it this way, you'll start to see it everywhere. Testimonials, referrals, tips, coupons, the direct marketing stuff that you get in the mail, that's business. They're trying to get your attention, so they're giving you something in order to get something from you. It's an exchange of business, okay? Now, the beauty about getting started, when you already have a 9-to-5 job, when you're already doing something as your main channel, that's where your money comes in, and maybe you're stressed out, maybe you're burnt out, maybe you're like, you don't see light at the end of the tunnel, and you think starting a business would be a good idea because that's what gurus tell you to do, and you see it all over the place, these 19-year-olds making millions of dollars. Cool. So the idea here is to start a business that isn't perfect. I want to break that belief in your mind that a business, when you start it, it has to be successful. It doesn't. The fact that you started it is the success. Success is just the journey we go on. And so when you start a business, when you put yourself out there and you're trying something new, you're probably going to fail. That's totally fine. Okay? Most successful people, if you read any of their biographies, okay, they've failed 7 to 9 times before or more. Okay, a lot of them have failed more, but statistically it's 7 to 9 failures in business, full businesses that they built out, had teams, spent money on marketing, ads, social, all this stuff. They failed 7 to 9 times before they were actually successful. I failed multiple businesses before I was successful. And the odds are you're going to fail as well. And so what I encourage you to do is start a business. Just start. It's not going to be perfect. You may shift gears. You may change what you're doing. But if you start, what happens is you learn the fundamentals, the building blocks that are in every single business. Sales, marketing, operations, how to get leads, how to deliver on your promises, how to get referrals and testimonials, how to talk to people. All of those skills, regardless of the business that you end up doing, are going to be useful to you. So start the business. It's not going to be perfect, and then move on to the next step. By the next step, I mean that next part in your journey where you actually build out and scale the business. Maybe you hire people, you quit your 9-to-5, and you have this full-fledged business. Probably what you're thinking of a business now, that's what it'll be at that point. Now, if you're listening to this and you're thinking, okay, well, I know that I can start a business this weekend, cool, but how do I do that? And the fact is, what I just said about the exchange of people is the hint. Because you don't need to know the particulars of the business. You don't need to know the name, the branding, the colors, the website, a funnel, social media links, your Facebook group, all that kind of stuff, let alone the registration, the LLC, and that kind of stuff. What you need is a valid idea that works in order for you to put your very precious time and dedication and energy into. If you don't have an idea that works, then you can't put your energy into something. And I wasted months, probably years, thinking about ideas and never validating them, to the point where I would put forth this stuff that I built so much of and nobody wanted it. Nobody was asking for it. It was a waste. It was a complete waste of my time. And so what I'm asking you to do, what I think you should do this weekend, and this is what I would do if I was starting a new business over this weekend, I would find people who are ideally in the market for the problem I'm trying to solve, and I would give it to them and say, hey, would you pay for this? If they say yes, cool. If they say no, cool. Now I'm getting feedback either way. And then over the week, while I'm not working my job, I'd look at the numbers and my offer and see if I can change something, see if there's a better angle, there's a better way to do this. And then next weekend, I would do the exact same thing. I would go out and I'd ask people the same way I just asked people before. Okay, so let's recap. Number one, business. Okay, so let's recap. Business is not complicated. Find somebody with a problem that you have a solution to and give it to them in exchange for money, testimonials, referrals, anything. Okay? Number two, your business is not going to be perfect. Your business is going to be sloppy. It's going to be all over the place. It's not going to work the first few times. And by times, I mean, you could go through multiple iterations. You could be doing a lawn care business, a cleaning business, a food prepping business, a dog training business, whatever it is. You could go through all of these steps and they still might not work. You might get to the end and just do an affiliate marketing business. That might work for you. It's going to align with you personally and what your goals and achievements are. And lastly, nobody knows the particulars of how to run a business until they start running a business. Then you go, oh, I need a website. Oh, I need a funnel to make this easier. I need automations, email. How do I get a domain? All of that stuff comes down the line. Don't worry about any of that right now. It's not important, okay? What's important is that you believe in your entrepreneurial spirit, what you have burning inside you, and you get started. If you can do that, you are light years ahead of everybody else who is dreaming it and is not making it happen. I'm going to put a link down below where you can get a checklist of everything I think you need to get started in building a business this weekend. It's a very short list. If you want it, click it down below in the description. If you like what you've learned in this video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one.